I watched Vinland Saga Season 1 and I hated it. My friends told me to watch Vinland Saga Season 2.
Watch Vinland Saga Season 2, bro.
Watch Vinland Saga Season 2.
Watch Vinland Saga Season 2.
Picturesque is the closest word that resembles the show itself. Vinland Saga tries a different approach this time by exploring the world with intrigue, love, and multifaceted characters. The second season was executed really well in a way I could never think of. It skyrocketed my expectations, and especially the characters and story made me happy. Instead of going from worldwide national conflicts, we gather around smaller conflicts and also no wars or battles between people. We focus more on wars inside people's heads, which leads me to the characters and why I love them. Understanding what Thorfinn went through, who became an empty vessel driven by hatred all of his life, he finally understood that he is just a nobody, an empty man. Einar, on the other side, went through kind of the same circumstances and had a huge rage in himself, burning inside. But he endured it. He let go and became someone different, someone that can still smile and laugh compared to Thorfinn. Not only we got these two characters, the show really took its time and delivered way more depth with characters ranging from Snake, his old man, the father of literally anyone, Arnheid, and it plays with many stylistic devices over everyone's inner conflicts. The King Knut being no exception. The way the old king's head is portrayed talking down to him is really creative and also unique for the king himself. The show handles the aftermath of people in a mature manner. And now we're talking about the music. I didn't listen to a really unique and good anime soundtrack for a long time. The first season had one or two sad soundtracks which were played always when someone went swing mode. But in season 2, the musician went Super Saiyan, bro. He played and never stopped. The beautiful keys played on the piano still resound in my head, and the cinematic orchestra supports the character's depth and the overall story and makes it really engaging for the viewers. I, for myself, enjoyed the soundtrack so much, and it was half of the show for me. Animation. Guys, the background artists went wild on this one. Look at the nature, the sky. Not only does this show have an artistic touch to it, it also conveys artistry with beautifully written dialogues at some points. By inhaling these shots, you really catch a breath of the wild cold air in the early morning hours that surrounds the ambience of the show. So why did I hate season 1? An anime about Norse mythology or history sounds really cool on paper. The brutal nature of humans from medieval times around the Romanian century is a really interesting concept, but we ended up not exploring much of their beliefs. It was only a tiny bit. But that's definitely not all of it. The thing that made me actually hate it was the most boring and predictable story of all time. We had so many tropes in this one, and I would have no problems with it if it was performed in a more natural way, or at least very stylistic approach. The characters lacked a lot of depth, and except for Askerattu. But he is a nobody if the overall structure doesn't support his character. A child secretly following his father dies in front of him, he wants to kill the murderer but is too weak, he grows up with the guy he hates, and then can't even get revenge. The last bit would have been the most surprising one, but everyone saw it coming. How I would make the story way more interesting is simply by starting the show at season 2 and exploring the background of Thorfinn episode by episode with glitchy flashbacks or dreams. Maybe also things that happen in real life which remind him of his past. Also slowly revealing that he grew up with the man he hated the most, who killed his father. And when the time came where he couldn't get his revenge, I would not build on it simply for the sake of making it happen. I would make it happen out of nowhere. The surprise element would be the key to elevate the show's storytelling. It could have carried the whole writing. But episode by episode, everyone knew what was gonna happen next. Even though the show had a really bad start at season 1 for me, it had really good animation. That was what carried the whole show itself, I think, in my opinion, for many people. Many people don't even care about the story as much as I do, for example. I feel like in the second season, the author is a whole new, different person writing the story now. It feels way more fresh and actually really enjoyable to watch. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a sub, like, comment, let me know your opinions.